Rangers last night played their 20th game of the season. It was a 5-1 loss to the Sabres, a pesky Sabres team at the Garden. Shesterkin did not look great. The big news out of last night's game, of course, Kaapo Kakko injuring his knee. Today they put him on the long-term injured list. It means he'll be gone for at least a month. They also put Filip Chytil on the long-term injured list. He's a whole nother story with concussion issues. We're going to get to that in a minute. But we are now 20 games into the season. We hit the quarter pole. You can kind of sit back, take a step back, evaluate what's going on in the league, where the teams are, where your team is, what they need to do, what they've done well, what they've done bad. Listen, there's not much bad to say about what the Rangers have done in these 20 games. Okay, they're 15-4-1, 31 points. They lead the Metropolitan Division. They clear of the Hurricanes by 7 points, clear of the Flyers by 8, and the Capitals and the Islanders by 9. They are tied with the Bruins with 31 points, but they have a game in hand for the top spot in the East. They have a plus 17 goal differential. Panarin and Kreider are playing like they're 10 years younger than they are. Now, the bad is the injuries, but that's also part of the good, because the Rangers with these injuries, they have had people pick up the slack where the injured players were and done better than you could have ever imagined. Jonathan Quick has been excellent in goal. Shesterkin has been shaky, but he hasn't really had a time to get into a groove where he's played a bunch of games in a row, kind of got into a rhythm. He hasn't had that yet. I wouldn't worry about Shesterkin. I'm not, at least. Because we've seen it now. We've seen it now for multiple years. Shesterkin will be fine. And the fact that Jonathan Quick holding up the fort like he has just been great for this team. Kreider and Panarin scoring goals, and Lafreniere having the year that we said he needed to have when he signed this contract. Lafreniere is becoming the player that we thought he could be, but wasn't the first couple of years here in New York. So what does it all mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's 20 games. It's the first 20 games of the season. It's really not that big of a deal, but you're where you want to be. You're jockeying for position. One of the teams that was supposed to be really good, the Devils, hit with the injury bug, plenty of injuries. They're back in second to last place, only ahead of the Blue Jackets with 19 points. The Rangers, the power plays played well. Peter Laviolette has done basically every button he pushed has been the right one. And then tomorrow, more good news for the Rangers. The Red Wings come to town. They're playing in the Garden tomorrow night. Original six matchup, and Adam Fox will be in the lineup. Now, to me, when I saw the Fox injury, the knee on knee in the offensive zone, I thought the worst. I figured he'd be out at least until the new year. He did his 30 days or his month stint on the long-term IL. And now he practiced, and now they're saying he's going to be in the lineup tomorrow. How much ice time is he going to get? Probably not a lot. It'd be smart to ease him into this. Ease him into it. You can't lose Adam Fox for a long period of time and expect to withstand what they've been doing. Because there's only so many injuries that this team can withstand, and Kaapo Kakko going on the shelf now for a month is another big one, because he's played excellent. Filip Chytil joined him on the long-term IL today. His issue is it's a head issue. It's dangerous. He's had multiple concussions. I don't know what's going on with Chytil. It could be like an Eric Lindros situation, because now you're talking long-term health. Like you don't want to sacrifice your long-term health and be sitting in a rocking chair thinking you're a glass of orange juice when you're 40 years old because you got too many concussions in your 20s playing in the NHL. And that's what Filipino's going to have to think about. So we can push that to the side now for a second, because Chytil will probably be out for a while. Kaapo Kakko, we didn't get any specifics on the injury, just like we didn't get it with Fox. Lower body. We know it's a knee because we all saw it. Did he tear anything? We don't know. As of right now, long-term IL on the shelf for at least a month. And when they put him in there, frees up some cap space. They could pick up a player off waivers or sign someone off the street if they have to. But tomorrow they do get Adam Fox back. We'll see if they can continue along playing as well as they have. I don't think the Rangers can continue at this pace. This is a pretty frantic pace. I mean, you're looking at a 60-win pace here. That's not going to happen. They haven't hit any kind of lull. Okay, even with all the injuries, Jonathan Quick has played good. When the Rangers give up 3, 4, 5 goals, they score 6 or 7. When they have to, they score 1 and win 1-0 like they did last week against the Penguins. Jonathan Quick, I think, has been the surprise of this team so far, and it's a very good surprise. He grew up a Rangers fan. He beat him in the finals. He came back now, finished his career with the Rangers. You kind of thought it would just be he'll be the backup, but he has played a big part in their rise to first place in the Metropolitan Division over these first 20 games. A big part. And I think he's kind of held the fort. And Shesterkin now, hopefully, because last night he wasn't great. Hopefully Shesterkin now can get into a groove, stay healthy, and be the goalie that we all know he is. And then this team could be really dangerous. It's not about what the Rangers do in the first 20 games. It's not about what they do in the next 20 games. For this team, it's about what they do next spring. It's about what they do in March and April and May and hopefully June. Because the last couple springs and early springs have not been good. They got their coaching staff fired last year when they won the first 2 in New Jersey, then dropped 4 straight. They did the same thing the year before. But the year before it was a surprise team. They got to the conference finals. I don't think they were really ready to be in the conference finals yet. They had a great run. It was a lot of fun. And they blew up in the conference finals, and they lost to Carolina in 7 games. Right now, they are 7 points clear of Carolina. Now, Carolina's going to hit their stride, too. They are 12-8. They are 12-8. They have 24 points. Carolina gives up a lot of goals, though. Their goal differential is 0. The Rangers is plus 17. And a big part of that has been their big-name players. Their older big-name players. Panarin, Kreider, both playing like they're 10 years younger than they are. Can they keep that up for this whole season? Probably not. This team is yet to hit a skid and a down point. Even though they have had down points because of all the injuries, they've yet to hit where they've lost, 4 out of 5. And that's going to happen. You're not going to play any games where you're not going to lose 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 in a stretch. And you're going to have to see how you react to that. So far, so good for the Rangers. They lead the Metropolitan Division. They're building themselves a nice cushion. So when that losing streak does happen, they'll be able to withstand it. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. Tomorrow night, they have the Red Wings coming into the Garden. And Adam Fox is going to return. Like I said, I don't think he'll get much ice time. They're going to try and ease him into this. But they have winnable games coming up. Red Wings is absolutely a winnable game. Red Wings have played better than I think anybody has thought they would be. But the Rangers are still a much better team. San Jose is in a complete tear-down rebuild. They get them on Sunday at the Garden. And then you got the Capitals in Washington on Saturday, December 9th. The Leafs at the Garden on the 12th. And then a showdown with the Bruins on December 16th. So that's the next 5 games for the Rangers. If they could if they could win 3 of them, they'll be in good shape. Hopefully it's not bad news about Kaapo Kakko, who has played really well. And you got to just be impressed with Panarin, Kreider, and especially Alexis Lafreniere, who had a lot of pressure on him coming into this season. He had not played up to his potential in his first couple of years. He's finally starting to become the player that we thought he could be here in New York. And it's starting to mold in, and it's all starting to gel together for this team. Peter Laviolette seems to be the right coach. He has the ear of the locker room. They play hard for him. And once they get completely healthy, this Rangers team could be very, very dangerous. So through the first 20 games, as we hit the quarter pole, A+ for the Rangers. Let's see if they can keep it going.